What's up, New England and beyond? Welcome to the Room Podcast this Wednesday night, this Valentine's Wednesday night, February 14th. All you lovers out there, couples, congratulations on a great day for you. As far as me, I'm doing a podcast with this stud and another stud coming up. But first, we have the Combat Cowboy, Jeff Clock. What's up, my man? Happy Valentine's Day, bro. Did you have a Valentine's? Are you looking for one, or you rather not say at this moment?
Nope. Rolling solo this year. Just hanging out, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens next year.
Excellent, my man. Well, it's the beginning of the year, bro. All power to you. But Jeff, man, you are on to talk about your weekend of local fights and watching some great action, MMA action at Combat FC 6, man. You were a solo for the New England MMA group. Man, you've been there before. How was it this time around?
It was awesome. They're doing a really good job. Just like the little things they do with production. Like the first few times they had UFC Fight Pass, they had these big camera setups on the side of like each side of the cage. It was basically like blocking some of the view. And this time they had a different setup where they could even fit more seats and it was more open. So they're literally trying to improve every event, and they definitely are.
As far as is the Fight Pass section, they've been on and off with the Fight Pass, right? As far as Fight Pass were you able to move around as far as media? Because we know they run a little tighter ship at UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah. I was able to move around pretty freely. Definitely did not try to get in front of any of their cameras or anything. But yeah, I was definitely able to move around. But yeah, there are some events where they don't even let you share footage at all. So Combat FC is definitely doing a good thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Rick Caldwell, the matchmaker there, says, "Hey, you are on your own. If they get mad at you, I don't know shit, and if you get kicked out, I still don't know shit." So yeah. So
yeah.
I like it that way.
Yeah. That's pretty much how it goes. You get some good videos, get some good shares, bring some attention, and don't cross the line, and if I do, no one knows anything.
Excellent, my man. Well, bro, we got about 17 minutes to talk about Combat FC 6, a little bit about, future cards coming up, maybe some matchups in the future. Then we got the Gladiator Valdina coming on, which he might have some fight news in the future. He's been throwing some stuff on social media. So, my man, Combat FC 6, man, first off, what was your fight of the night? We'll just get that going right away. I had so many, Steve.
I mean, so many had some wild moments, but I don't know if it was the fight of the night, but I think Damian Nelson getting dominant victory over Don Chanis was just the most shocking moment of the night. Yeah. Just because of how big Don Chanis is in the area, just because he just had that UFC test, and he was ready. He was ready. I know it was a last-minute step up, but, yeah, I feel like Damian Nelson absolutely blew everyone away when he got that victory.
Yeah, I'm showing a little of Damian Nelson's and Combat FC's Instagram here. Oh, that's Dylan. Dylan's already Dylan Napoleon was just on. I guess he has something going on, but it was a great show. I'll jump back there later, but yeah, great fight, bro. There was so many, and for a card that kind of fell apart a little bit at the end. I think they started off with like 4 title fights, and would they end up with 2 titles or just 1?
It was actually just the pro title, and then it was actually 1 pro title.
Yeah, so Don Chanis' fight that turned into a 3-round fight, and then who else was in there? That the Ali Zebian fight that turned into the main event,
Yeah,
but that was a
fight.
title.
Yeah, that was the title fight, and it was going good. It was going kind of how everyone expected it to be, a great fight. And then if you saw Ali Zevian poked him in the eye when he was like pushing his head back when they were clinching on the ground, grappling on the ground, and yeah, let's talk about that real quick. They gave him the DQ. They
Yes,
gave him
yeah,
the DQ.
Jeff.
Gave
I was doing a fight companion with Tommy, and I was like, I thought it was going to be a no contest, and then all of a sudden I hear they were going to rule it a DQ for an intentional eye gouging. Did you hear anything? What's the story behind that? As we know, Kevin McDonald's is fucking awesome. He gives you the benefit of the doubt. He'll warn you, when needed. What happened there, and what did you see here, and what's the rumors now as far as the decision and all that shit?
I mean, right at the end of it, even Jan Oliveira said right on the mic, like, I know he didn't do that on purpose. Like, this probably shouldn't even be a DQ right now, is what everyone was thinking. I think it would be a contest as well. And after that, everybody just kept saying, let's run it back, let's run it back. I think these two have great chemistry when it comes to kind of poking each other.
No
Still
pun
keeping it on.
intended.
So I'd love to see them run it back. Hopefully Jan's eye is okay. Eye injuries can be you get a scratch or something pretty bad on there. But yeah, he just couldn't open his eye. And the ref gave him more than enough time, which I did appreciate. Some refs would stop the fight after like 30 seconds, but he gave him a long time. He even gave him like an ice pack, I believe. He gave him something to hold on to his eye to try to help it out. And it just was too bad of a scratch. Or too
Well,
bad.
Jan actually made a post the next day about he's in the hospital. He might have a scratch cornea. You don't know. He still couldn't see out of it. But he did mention that it wasn't intentional at all as he as he's seen it and stuff like that. Looking at that fight, Jeff, who was winning that fight?
I feel like Jan was landing a little bit more. And maybe that was the game plan, because it was tough to tell, but I feel like Jan was kind of coming away with it. I mean, obviously Ali's going to try to, do his thing and then wrestle him down. And, he's definitely a great wrestler, but I feel like Jan was inching away with it.
I did hear when Jan did make that post the next day, he did mention Ali's corner, that they were disrespectful. What was, of course, yeah, it's there's a lot going on. There's a lot on the line there. You don't think there should be a DQ. A title fight gets fucked up like that. Did you see anything from the corner? Did you hear anything? Anything going on there?
I did not see anything about that. I did hear people talking about, some words being said back and forth, but I think that was the main point, was that it was BS, that it was a DQ type thing. And they were going, very emotional with that because they invested all the time into it.
Well, Jeff, the last time Combat FC 5, I was there with you. We had a great time there. Shh, shh, shh. What happens at Combat FC stays at Combat FC, Jeff. But anyway, what was the vibe? I mean, you have a main event stop like that. You had a bunch of other fights that kind of fell through. I mean, the card did get carried by the younger dudes and the younger fighters, in the region and stuff like that. A couple of upsets in there also. But what was the vibe? I mean, we've been there when the main event, they're cheering, blah, 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 and Nate Garib wins the main event or whatever. What was the vibe here after a fucking decision like that and like boom, you know what I mean?
So I remember last time we were there, how they have fights after the main event, like after 10. I remember last time we were there, it cleared right out. Everyone basically left and it cleared right out. This time they did a really good job at announcing, like, hey guys, we have X amount of fights after the main event, so make sure you stay. And people were staying. There was a decent crowd all the way to the end of the night. Obviously wasn't fully packed, a little while later, people started clearing out, but I think all in all, it was awesome. They had a lot of fights on the card, so they started it even a little bit early at like 6:30, 6:40. They kicked right off, and people were still piling in, and that place was absolutely packed. Absolutely packed. Uh,
I totally forgot about the dock fights because Tommy and I were here and we were looking for the results on on your website because you were doing play by play. We were looking for things everywhere, and I'm like, where are these fucking fights? And then I'm like, they're the goddamn dock fights. So
mm,
Cormier, all those guys, they fought afterwards, right?
yeah, yeah, and Cormier retired.
Yeah. So you missed something that special.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, that's a big one. That definitely should have got some more. Well, I wish it would have, but I get it. There's other fights that got to go on. Um,
But listen. They didn't even go live on Facebook for these fights or YouTube. I mean, they could have had someone with their fucking phone going live, you know what I mean, for the fights. YouTube. I don't know if that's a Fight Pass thing, but they were supposed to go live you on Facebook for the prelims. There was no
mhm.
Facebook live, was there?
I did not check that.
I
I did
did
not
check it.
watch.
I did not see it.
Uh,
So
but but I
that
think that's actually a good idea. Yeah, why not go live for the fights afterwards, at least on Facebook? That way, those friends and family can also see it.
yes, and I understand it could be a Fight Pass thing, but don't tell us that the prelims, like 3 or 4 fights, are going to be on at fucking 7 o'clock or whatever on Facebook, and we're over here fucking doing this and sitting here with and nothing's going on. I could be wrong. They could have been broadcast somewhere else, but we were looking for them. We didn't find any link toward them. So
Dang, yeah, no, I didn't even check that. I'll definitely check next time I'm there. Because there was some really fun fights that like the unfortunately the Hargrove and Baltazar fight, Thurman Hargrove, Key Baltazar. That was one I was looking most forward to, and it that one ended with like Baltazar like injured his leg in between the rounds, and he like couldn't. He the doctor came in a couple times, and I don't know if he couldn't put pressure on it or something, but they had to call the fight, and it stinks because that was one I was looking so forward to.
yeah,
Those guys are
you know,
fast.
Baltazar, he's had some tough losses. He's fought for an amateur title, I think, at Neff. He's not afraid to get in there against the talent. He comes out of Nostos, coached well. Hate to see him, kind of still, on that losing streak, but he's a young kid. It's an amateur, man. A lot of amateurs have gone like, under 500 in the amateur career and come around to, be successful champions down the line. So, you know what I mean? All the power to you, man. You putting your work in there.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for him to get back in.
Yeah, bro. Let me mention something right now.
Yeah,
Cam Resninsky, man, he comes in on late notice, and that fight went. I knew it was gonna. I thought it was gonna be a different battle. It was a battle, but it was a side battle, man. Talk about that fight because that's a huge 170-pound prospect fight right there on two kids that are like what 2-0, 3-0, early in their careers.
massive prospect fight, and all respect to Cam for stepping up and taking that fight at the last minute as a replacement. But I also thought the same thing when I was talking to people about this fight. I thought it was going to be way more competitive. And nothing against Kyle Hill. I think he is amazing. But last time I seen Cam fight, I believe was it Cage Titans?
It might have been against Sam Watford,
Yeah,
who's a
it was.
veteran, but
Cam's a vet, and Cam looked amazing, amazing that night. And I was like, if this Cam shows up, this is going to be a back and forth war. And Hill just impressed everybody. He was stuffing every single takedown, even if it did go to the ground. He was in control, and he was landing shots. He was landing kicks. It looked like the next level. Like he was next level. Obviously, you'll have people that even online they say give Cam a full camp, and it would be different. Now it's tough to say because it's a short notice fight, but um, I mean with the projection I see both of those guys having, I could see that fight happening again down the road. Down the road.
well, one thing is, Cam was coming off, going late notice. But Cam, I think it was getting ready for a fight maybe a month ago, or 3 weeks to a month ago. That fight fell through, so he was in fight camp. But that's tough. I mean, you in fight camp, the fight falls through. You kind of searching around for a fight, and all of a sudden you get one dropped a week on your lap. In someone else's ballpark, a long drive for him, and man, it showed a little bit in there. And I would like to see maybe they run it back, but way down the line, you can't do
Yeah.
it. It was too lopsided to even think about it now. They get, Cam's got to regroup, get back in there, and Kyle's, he's just going to keep doing what he's doing. Maybe they'll meet down the line again.
I forgot exactly what he said, but I loved after the fight how Hill was like, they asked him who he wanted, and he's like, I'm the guy.
Yeah, anybody. He said,
Like,
anybody? He goes, who else is there? Something like that. That's what I think he said. Who else is there? Which, good for him. I mean, he showed it in 2 fights as a pro that he can get it done, man. He's a force to be reckoned with. So good for him. Good for Nostos. I'm sure they had a good night. Jeff, a couple more fights. And then we'll talk quick about the 2 cards. We got Andrew Valdina coming on in about 7 minutes. Andrew, if you're listening, give me 7 minutes, baby. Give me 7 minutes with Jeff Clark. Another fight that really shocked me, but I thought it might have been a little too soon, a little too fast, was Josh Medeiros. He fought the dude that retired Richie Santiago, basically. I mean, Richie Santiago retired, but that was the last fight of Richie Santiago's career. And Richie Santiago, as we all know, was a number 1 prospect in New England. He went to the Contender Series. Has done great things in his MMA career. Has moved on. But this guy beat Richie Santiago. He goes into Josh's backyard, and, man, he just took the wind out of Josh's sails. Gassed him out.
He did, and that was there was definitely a lot of wind in those sails too. There was a lot of people there to support him. Yeah. Josh has a good following, good fan base, and a good dude. Every time I met him, super. But yeah, that was a tough fight, and it's his first one back. I know he's supposed to have the fight, and it got canceled, but it's his first one back since hurting his arm. So.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. He did have one fight back. He fought David Terrell. He knocked out David Terrell after that.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So I think he was only a 1-0 pro going against a guy that was 3-4 maybe, or 4-4. Dude has a bunch of fights.
Yeah, it stinks because, like I said, a lot of people there were rooting for him, and but I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back very quick. And I think that he'll definitely put on another great show.
Excellent.
It stinks went the way it did, but yeah, I was definitely shocked by that one too.
Yeah, definitely. They did. I think Walter Catito. They also had another fighter there that fought. No, that was at Neff. I'm thinking Dave Burke against one of their studs. Yeah, you were at that too, right?
Yeah. And actually, speaking of that Dave Burke fight, oh my God, dude, he was crushing him in the beginning. He was landing some combos. He was doing it, and then Jeff Reynolds just came back and got the victory. But a funny story about that, kind of gross. When they were all bloody, they obviously came up against my side of the cage, and somebody threw something, and blood just went over everybody. And like 2 seconds before that, I said, I'm gonna put my cowboy hat under my table so it doesn't get blood on it. 2 seconds later, the judge next to me has blood all over his face on his shirt. It was perfect timing, but no, Burke is another one of those exciting prospects. Win or lose, he puts on one hell of a fight. So he's always exciting to see.
Yeah, excellent, man. Well, let's leave off at a couple other points of this card, Jeff. Anything else stick out to you about the card? I'm forgetting so many fights there, man. We'll have to recap again. We'll talk. We're gonna be doing a fight companion down the line. So we'll recap that and talk more, because some of these fighters might be on a couple of these cards, or they might be matched up against some of these other fighters fighting in the next month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Travis Demko had a big win. He won pretty quickly. If you watch the video I upload, though, some people were saying there were maybe some shots to the back of the head. His opponent did jump right up and protest that. So watch that video, see what you see. Um,
Travis Travis
Leo,
Travis Demko is a dangerous man. Um, I think
very,
he's coming off his first loss as a pro back at the last Combat FC, where I think it was his gas tank. He was doing well in that fight, and I think he just he ran out of gas, and the guy just took him. He came back with a vengeance here, man. I think he's maybe 3-1, 4-1 as a. I think he's a bantamweight.
yeah, it only took him 27 seconds to
Yeah,
win this fight. That's amazing, and that was the end fight of the night. So whoever stuck through to the very end got to see a great KO, just 30 seconds, and it left everyone leaving like that was awesome. That was a great way to end the night.
excellent. Well, Jeff, what card are you going to be at next? What's your next card you will be attending?
I'm definitely going to go to Combat Zone. There's a fight on that card, which I think could be the fight of the year. Jacob Bone and Mo Alcanini, who Mo just won the fight of the year last year against Slippery Pete. And yeah, Mo's a striker and a great striker, and Jacob Bone also will stand and bang with anybody. So I think that could be the fight of the year. We'll see. I'm tossing around going to CES. I've never been to one.
Shit. Where they going to be at Foxwoods?
Yeah, like the night before that or something. So tossing about that. When's your next one? Cage Titans?
My next card I'm going to?
Yeah.
Yes, Cage Titans. I will be at Cage Titans next Cage Titan. That's the next card. I won't be at any more. I won't be at the next two. I'm going to be doing a fight companion definitely for CES because I do believe they're on Fight Pass again, or I could be wrong. But if
If I don't go, I'll come do a fight.
yeah, if CES is on Fight Pass, I'm definitely doing a CES fight companion. Combat Zone, if people are interested and want to come here do a fight companion, we can pitch in $5. I'll buy pizza, you buy beers, and we have a good time in here. I'll do a Combat Zone one. I don't mind doing that. But Jeff, you will be there, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Combat Zone definitely. There's actually a PBR that night too, and it pushed a mass. It's that night and the next night. I do have the credentials, but I'm not gonna be able to go Saturday because I'm gonna go to the fight.
Oh
So
shit, man. Hey Jeff, down the line.
it goes.
Down
Oh,
the line, down the line, I really want to go to one of those with you if I can.
You should. They're awesome.
Yeah,
They're so much fun.
I'll wear your cowboy hat with my Joe Exotic wig. It'll fit fucking perfect.
Maybe I'll grab it when I come for the thing. We'll see.
All right. Just a long story short, I let Jeff give his shout outs and whatever's coming up his social media. But Jeff was down here for a fight companion. I can't remember which one, Jeff. You can yell that out. But Jeff was down here. First of all, he complained about the seats I had here. He didn't like the fucking seats. He loved the room. He goes, Steve, one thing, these fucking seats. I was like, I felt all embarrassed, like, oh shit. So we replaced the seats, right? We replaced the seats. But Jeff, was it here you left your hat? Or was
yeah,
it?
and then you Cage Titans, and then Cage Titans just got crazy like it always. And I texted you the next day. I was like, did I take my hat from you?
Exactly. So I've been holding Jeff's hat for about 5 months, and I tried to give it away about 4 times to guests on the podcast too.
Yeah. That comedian girl that put it on within 4 seconds, you're like, you can have it.
Well, look at her. Look at her. All right, with that, Jeff, man, I'll have you on. We'll definitely do a big post Combat Zone fight thing. All right, we'll do a recap. That's what we're doing.
Good.
All right, Jeff.
I'm down for
Jeff, yeah, we definitely got to hook up. We have good times at fights. You're like you're my good buddy over there.
do it. Let's do it, man.
Hey, Jeff is the guy that would. He would call me an Uber. That's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
When I needed it, Steve, you needed an Uber. All right, Jeff, with that said, man, where can we reach you and give the dates on Combat Zone if you have and all that media stuff where we can get in touch with your play-by-plays and shit?
Combat Cowboy _MMA. I'm going to start using that a lot more. I'm going to start writing a lot more articles for New England MMA. I have a written interview coming out with Jerome. He is the matchmaker for Combat Zone. And I'm going to work on some newer, fun content. I feel like a lot of the content out there is the same. So let's have some fun with it this summer. I want to do some fun stuff. So me and you will definitely team up on something fun.
Yeah, definitely. You want to collab, bro? I'm always there. We have a good time, man. We can all, do something live, figure it out. We got the means and the ability and talent to do it live there.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, Jeff, man. I'm gonna get Andrew Valdina on here, and then we're gonna have him on a few minutes, and then I'm gonna go to karaoke night and look for my Valentine.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Bring the cowboy hat, sing some country. You'll crush it.
All right, my man. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Later. Oh my God. There was Jeff Clark. I'm gonna call or let Andrew Valdina know it's his time. Where is it? Here we are. Andrew, you ready? So Jeff Clark is one of the funnest guys to ever cover a fight with. Wow, I haven't had Andrew. You ready? Yeah, Jeff Clark is my guy. At the fights, man. We have a good time. Oh, Andrew Valdina is ready. Let me get him on. What's up, handsome? How are you, my man?
How we doing?
We're doing good, man. Yeah, whichever way you want to go. I'll fit you in. Oh, that's perfect. That's beautiful.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, I'm just going to fit you in my template. You are live. Of course, you know that already, my man. There he is. Look how handsome this fucking guy is. Where'd he go?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm in a straggly phase here.
Where is he? I got to find him. There he is. There he is. Yeah, but that's, it's edgy, man. It's sexy. What women would call it.
Hey, I'm just trying to look like you, man. I heard you're going to a karaoke night without me.
Dude, I know you fucking, I know that's your world, man. I know that's your world, bro. Well, do you go solo? I see you always with your family singing. Do you go solo, or do you need, your sister to help you out with the Olivia Newton-John parts and shit like that?
I don't have the cojones to go solo just yet, but I love karaoke, man. It's our family's thing, man. In my boys' thing, I have some friends like Connor Matthews and stuff. It's like one particular night. He's not a big karaoke guy, this and that. After our fights, we get a couple of drinks in us. All of a sudden, he's singing some Screamo song at Play Arcade.
Yeah, that's probably what, I mean, I don't sing. I'm a drummer, but I aspire. I can do like the singing when it's like more talking and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or if it's like 4 or 5 people just screaming, that's when I get up there. But you get me up there alone, it'll never happen, bro. I'll crack, I'll hide. It's not my thing, man.
You probably just need a couple Mai Tais to loosen you up.
Well, no. I mean, I'm almost afraid to talk on this mic. Never mind sing in front of fucking, people that are gonna critique you about your voice. But hey, you put a drum set in there though, I'll rock their world. My man.
Maybe you bring a portable drum set to the karaoke night, and now we got a little duo going on, me and you. You kidding me?
Well, they do have one. It's called a cajon. It's a box you sit on, and you can hit it, and it sounds kind of drumish.
Hey.
We're in. I'll just throw it in my trunk, and I'll visit sometime. We'll go do karaoke.
I like it.
All right, my man. Hey, bro, welcome to the show. As always, my man. Happy Valentine's Day. I know I do, but I would imagine you're a single bachelor because you were mugging it up with a wrestling dummy today, or a
Whoa! What did you just call her?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you're right. That's my girl. She's been with me for years.
Seriously.
When everyone else has a partner, she's always there.
Seriously, how long have you had have you had her?
I think I started. Honestly, it's been like a tradition for a few years now. Every Valentine's Day, I'm posting with this girl. It's kind of making fun of myself being single, but it's pretty funny.
Awesome. If anyone wants to see it, it's on his social media, Andrew Valdina, or his Instagram right here. We have that up there. But this kid's a character, not only a great fighter, good kid, but he's also he knows how to make you laugh and have a good time with what's going on. But my man, Also, good things happening with you. Not only the fight, we're gonna get to a bunch of shit, bro. I
Yeah.
wanted you on for about 20, 25 minutes. Try not to go over that. Cause I might have a date at karaoke. I don't know. You know what I mean? You
Woo!
never know what's lingering around on Valentine's Day. There's broken hearts. People can get in fights, have too much to drink. All of a sudden, there's a single lady hanging around.
Yeah, yeah. Little damsel in distress, Steve. Who you gonna save?
So anyway, with that said, bro, we just had Jeff, the Combat Cowboy here, talking about Combat FC. And not that you were fighting. Yeah, I'm sure you had maybe a trainer partner or two in there, cross trainer. But you had something, Charlie, Quinn? Is that his name?
Yeah, Charlie Quinn.
A big media MMA sports media guy coming into town, into New England area, covering Combat FC, and he did something special with you guys at Lausanne's, you and Joe Poirier, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Charlie Quinn's a good dude. I met Charlie, not this past January Cage Titans, but the year before's January Cage Titans, where I beat Seth Basler. That was the emote night where I fucking slashed him. But that's where I met Charlie, and right when I met him, I just knew he was a good dude. We clicked right away, exchanged numbers and shit, social media and all that. We stayed in touch ever since then. He sent me some behind the scenes footage that he got of that night too. That was really cool. And yeah, we just stayed in touch. He's been trying to get over to Lausanne's for I'd say a solid year now, and he just hasn't been able to. But finally, he came in for Combat FC, and he said he had to make the trip since he was already over here. And yeah, me and Joe Poirier, we're at Lausanne's. We got a couple interviews in with him. We did we held pads for him a little bit. Then we did the body shot challenge, trying to drop his ass. That felt really good. But no, he's a good dude. That was cool.
Well, when you met him at the event, did you know? Did he have a background? Did you know of him? I mean, we'll talk about him, getting hit in the belly and then doing some sparring with you guys, or some pad work. But did you know of him, of training or anything like that, or just as a journalist?
When I first met him at that Cage Titans, he was in the back room and he had a camera on him and stuff. But I didn't think too much of him. I just thought he was another guy, whether he was just a Cage Titans team member or he works for the staff of Memorial Hall or something. I don't know. I didn't know who he was. But then he started telling me what he does and stuff in the back room, getting ready for the fight and stuff. And that's how I figured out who he was. But yeah, I had no idea who he was, if he was a journalist or anything. He was just being a good dude. And he wasn't being an annoying pesterer in the back room while we're all trying to get ready for our fights. He was being really respectful and shit. And yeah, he was a good dude.
All right. So he shows up at Lausanne's, wants to do a couple interviews. All of a sudden, I see him doing some pad work with you guys, and it looks like he knows what the fuck he's doing. So,
yeah.
I mean, does he have some background in mixed martial arts, or did you guys all film this and I'm just kidding. Because I'm gonna use that you guys for some footage down the line is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, hey, by all means go for it. But he said that he had a boxing background.
Okay.
And I could tell off pads sometimes when you hold pads, you can just you can kind of tell not exactly where everyone's at, but you can see if they've done it before or if they've never touched a glove in their life and stuff. And I could definitely see that he's hit a few pads in his day and stuff like that. But yeah, he surprised me a little bit. I thought he was going to be absolutely trash. Not gonna lie, sorry, Charlie, but.
That's
yeah. Hey, you got some gear.
Let's put it this way. I am not going to look like trash on live TV. I will get a few personal training lessons with Valdina before I look like trash. That's for sure.
Well, here's the thing, Steve. All right, I gotta run this by Mr. Pico if this thing happens.
Oh,
I feel so bad.
Are you training him?
Training you ahead of that fight. I have to talk to both of you.
No. Well, listen to me. Listen, I have a few offers right now.
All right.
Listen, by all means, help the dude out, man. Lausanne's can back him. Triforce can back me.
Oh man, we're gonna make it a gym versus gym.
No, I'm gonna get.
We're gonna make this into a humongous fucking
we'll
event.
see what happens. I'm gonna get Kelsey, Mina. We're gonna, they all live next to me, so I'm gonna, you know what I mean. I can get some pad work.
Yeah, we'll bring our crew.
So anyway, I just throw that out there, but bro, so Combat FC, did you go? Did you anything like that? Any fighters that you train with? Anything stand out about that card for you?
Yeah, I went with my dad. I went with Joe Poirier, and I went with Big Diesel, Dan Atkins. You know Dan, he's the T-shirt cannon Dan at Cage Titans. So I went with those guys, and we got a bite to eat before we actually ran into the Combat Cowboy and Lars at the restaurant that we stopped at. By the way, love Jeff Clark's style, man. The guy looks like John Dutton. But yeah, so when we got to Combat FC, I think there was like they were just starting the main card, so it was like perfect timing. And some of the fights that stood out, I would say, well, obviously, my boy Carlos. Carlos got the job done in like a quick fashion, like that against Chris Dissanel. He's had a lot of fights under his belt. So,
Hey, all right, let's stop. Let's stop right there because I want to give
Okay.
this kid his props because I know he, I think, trains at Mom's Basement. Connor was in his corner. He's a cartel guy. Like, talk about this kid. Where did he come from? I'm sure his name's been mentioned to me by Connor or someone down the line. I might even have met him down Connor's basement one day. But talk about this kid, man, because he looked fabulous. Dissanel's a hard dude to finish, man. I mean, he sticks in there. I mean, he's fought some big fights. He doesn't always come on top, but he's a durable and he's hard to finish, man. And he got finished quick in that fight. Talk about this kid.
Carlos is an absolute animal. Like seriously, he is. I think he's from the West Coast. I think he's from Las Vegas, and he was a Ranger, Army Ranger, and then he trained with Connor back on the West Coast, and they met like both. I think pretty sure both of them came out of their special warfare backgrounds and then right into MMA training, and they were trained together on the West Coast. Then they both came over here. I'm pretty sure that's how the timeline goes. But yeah, Carlos bounced around between Cartel's like his main gym, and he goes to Mom's Basement and Lowe's on MMA. But yeah, Carlos is a savage. He is the hardest person to grapple against. Let alone even just spar against. He's an absolute beast. He's making all of us better. And what was shown on Friday night in the fight against Chris Dissanel is what he does to everybody. He does that to everybody. This guy is seriously. If you don't know Carlos, you will. I'm sure you honestly probably met him. He's a real good kid. I bet you met him at Mom's Basement one time. That time you came down,
Yeah,
but
I'm sure
he's a really good dude. Good head on his shoulders, and yeah, I know he really wanted to get like a lot of like he said this in an interview. He wanted to get a lot of shit out, and you could tell like with his training and stuff. This was like a whole new flip that he switched. He just looked so driven, So I'm so happy to see him get that W.
And he fought that at 135. I do believe he said he wants to be a flyweight. Is that correct, or am I wrong?
No, he's had a lot of fights at flyweight, but whenever he can't get a fight at flyweight, he has to just go up to 135. So that's what he did. At one point, he was ranked like the number 15 flyweight in the United States. He's a real deal.
Excellent, my man. We'll keep an eye on him, man. You guys are all going to be making each other stronger, bro. Anyone else on that card that you helped out or you cross train with?
I don't think I trained with anybody else on that card. No, I don't think I didn't have any other teammates.
All right. Let's move on, man. Let's move on to you, bro. Doing some commentating from Cage Titans as you are not active in the cage, active in the gym and getting ready and staying ready. But you've been behind the mic a couple of cards, 2 or 3 cards in a row here, bro. How you feeling about that side of the coin and sharpening up, that side for maybe a future at this shit?
I enjoy it a lot, honestly. It's I try like my first time I ever did it was like a couple years ago, and I just wasn't really that great at it. I think I was more so nervous about what I was saying and stuff. I was like, "Oh, this is live broadcast." I can only imagine how you feel right now. But now, the more you do something, the better you get at it, the more comfortable you get at it. So now I think I've done it like 4 or 5 times, and every single time it gets easier. Especially when like Andy's kind of dictating. He wears all the hats at Cage Titans, so he kind of like makes it a lot easier for anyone else that's in the booth with them. So yeah, me, Hillary, and Andy were in the last one, and I feel like we all had a really good flow. Before that, it was me, Jay, and Andy, and before that, it was me, Ken, and Andy. So I mean, I've got to work with all these different people, and I'm figuring out like the different ways to approach each commentary with each different type of person that likes to talk, doesn't like to talk as much. So I'm figuring it out, and I enjoy it a lot. And yeah, anytime that I'm not fighting on a card, I hope they keep giving me that opportunity because it gets my name out there. I think I do an okay job with the commentary, and and I think it just helps everybody. But definitely, definitely do not want to commentate this next one. I want to be in the cage.
Let's talk about it, bro. You've been posting a couple of things here. I know, you're always on social media showing showing your skills, getting better out there. Last year you won. Let's get to this first. Cage Titans Pro Fighter of 2023, bro. You're 4-0. I have your stats up here, or at least your finishes and subs. You have 3 subs. Do you have a technical, like, do you have a KO, or is that a doctor stoppage? Like, how is that awarded? You know what I mean?
What, the Will Smith one?
Yeah.
Well, I think it depends on who you ask.
All right.
I mean, I bet you if you ask people on Will's side, they'll say doctor stoppage. And I'll respect to Will before I go any further. I don't want to say what I'm about to say with any disrespect here, but if you ask people on my side, we'll say it was stopped because I cut his lip like a pair of scissors, dude. I mean, his lip was fucking destroyed. So I like to call it a TKO,
Okay.
but I don't care what it's called. It's a finish, bottom line,
All right. Well, next time we interview, I'll definitely throw that on as a TKO. But definitely 3 subs, definitely 4 finishes in your 4 fights, my friend. But last year, Cage Titans Pro Fight of the Year, man. So young. What's that feeling like? We know you have the Coliseum there, bro. But to get that, a 4-0 fighter, compared to some of the fighters that were in that cage last year, man. What's that make you feel like, man? The hair on my arm stands up because I've known you since, you weren't even amateur at the after parties,
I know, man. It's crazy how time flies and just shit ends up, working out exactly how it's all supposed to. And I don't know. I just been keeping my head down, working. I do this because I love it, and I think if you really love something and you put all your passion into it and you're enthusiastic about it, the rewards are gonna show, respectfully to that. So I just been being me, and the rewards are coming. I'm very thankful for it all. I'm grateful for everybody that voted in the Cage Titans Awards, and it's definitely not a one-man show, that's for sure. I got a whole team backing me that's a bunch of killers, like we were talking about, and a good family to support me, and good friends and fans as well.
Excellent. Great sponsors. And
sponsors.
And you give them back exactly what they give you, the support back, and you're always doing stuff for them and getting them out there. So you're doing everything right on both sides, man. But let's talk about this March, man. You're throwing it out there on social media that you're getting ready. T-shirts are out there, and they're always like the coolest ones. What's going on, man? March. Any rumbling about matchups, or are we just set with a date and you're getting ready for whoever that Cage Titans wants to throw in there with you?
Yeah, I don't have any matchups in mind. I just know that I'm gearing up for a battle again. Finally, I had all these injuries that had to keep me on the sidelines for a good amount of time, good chunk of like a quarter of a year. And finally, man, the past couple months, I've been really like grinding again, getting into my hard training as I was before. So now I'm finally feeling like I'm like war ready, getting ready for a battle. Let's go. Let's continue this momentum. I really don't care who's in front of me, though. I do want somebody that's going to be incrementally better than the last, like talent-wise. Like if you look at my career with opponents, it's kind of gone in that trajectory of constantly a little bit better than the last, a little bit better than the last, while knowing I'm going to win the fight, whoever it is. So I know like me and Jeff Joy faced off in September, like last year, hoping for a November fight, but injuries put me on the sidelines, and he pulled out of the fight before I got injured. So I don't know. That was kind of messy, and it wasn't supposed to happen then, but everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. I'm telling you, man. So we have a new year, new me, and I'm looking to dismantle anybody that's in front of me.
Excellent, my man. Well, a couple of months you're going to be in there. Less than a couple of months, my man.
Short time.
Yeah, short time, my man. I can't wait. I can't wait for that card. Last card was amazing. Let's talk about that real quick. You did the commentary. We had the young and the old in there, my friends, and there was a
Oh yeah.
lot of great, great action, man. How was it calling those fights, man? And something, on the amateur side that stood out to you and the pro side that stood out to you that you weren't expecting?
Yeah, I kind of have to think of the whole card through right now, but I do know some standout fights for you said the young and the old. First of all, Cage Titans, I love how they do that. Like they kick off the card with the young little kid grapplers there. I love that, and they all look like they really want to be there too. You don't really see any nerves in these young kids, which is crazy because I would have been shitting my jocks if I was in there at that age. But some people at my age still do. But no, those kids are awesome. I love that how they started off. The crowd's always really receptive with it too. And then a couple of Emmys, man. Colin Silva's one that stands out. That kid, he had his debut. I don't know if you recall that kid or the fight I'm talking about, but he had a huge thunderous KO. It was sick. He trains a lot of BTT, and I got a lot of grappling work with him. He's a stud. And then, I mean, obviously, this goes without saying, Mitch Raposo. He's an absolute savage. I think I've been saying that I think it's the best performance I've seen at Cage Titans in person. A few people agree with me as well. And then, man, I'm trying to. Pat Gilbride. I see you wearing his shirt over there. I got Pat's new shirt on right now.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one. Pat does talk about shirts, man. Pat does a good job with his shirts.
What, selling them or making them? Getting a design?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Well, he's a professional. The kid's a fucking, a professional. You know what I mean? It's he knows what's going on.
His wife, not to get too off track here, but his wife actually fucking drew this design. She created it.
Oh no shit! His wife's a Muay Thai fighter. She's coming off a big win at No Boundary, correct?
No Boundary. Yep.
Hey,
she won
funny story. I was at the after party, the private after party, and Pat and his wife.
Tavern?
No, the one after the after party, the after party.
Oh yeah.
So I was there, and Pat was there with his wife, very personable. But you know what Pat says to him? He goes, "Pat's awesome, my man. I haven't you know what I mean? He's great." He sits next to me. He's such a gentleman. He looks at him. He goes, "So you picked against me?" And he looks at me.
Oh man, yeah.
I was like, I can't win. I can't fucking win. And I never play Pong shots or anything like that. His wife had me play the game. They weren't playing. I guess I was playing by myself. I had to drink 4 shots because I missed him. I think they were.
Oh, man.
Dude, I think they were screwing me over and making me drink a little more than I was supposed to. I was like,
dude. Hey, let me tell you this. Listen, I'm all for those games of Pong. First of all, I'm not a big drinker these days. Yeah. But when I did and shit like that, when I was playing Pong and stuff, I'm all about the games where you have to drink if you miss, but let me just say that if we're playing beer pong, called beer pong, if you miss a cup or someone hits a cup on your side, you take a sip of a beer. They're having you rip shots.
Yeah, the tree of them.
They were messing you up.
They had a tree of them. It was good. Yeah, they were playing with me. Hey, I wasn't complaining. I mean, I was I was right down, you know what I mean? But it was a good time. But Andrew, man,
good people.
March, right around the corner. You're going to be busy. We know the media is going to be all over you, all that good stuff, man. You got your family, huge support group as far as gyms and sponsors, everything, dude. 2024, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but, I did mention in a post because, Cage Titans did put a post out there. Who's going to be the next champion in 2024 in your eyes? Or possible. Not definite, possible. I threw your name out there, and you were very humble about it, and you said, I'm not looking for gold. I'm looking to take bodies or something like that. But, my man, what are you looking forward to in 2024? I mean, is it looking to wrap gold around you or, make it to the show by the end of the year?
I don't know, man. I do remember you commenting that. I actually really appreciated when you said that because especially because you personally, man, out of anybody in the MMA scene, besides obviously my coaches and my team, I feel like you, man, you were my first interview, and I knew you even before the first interview. You've actually seen the trajectory. You know what I mean? That's why I fucking love that you commented that and shit because you've seen it all. But no, again, like I said, I'm not chasing belts and chasing skulls. And I think that at this point, man, yeah, if I get a belt, right, say all goes well and I win a belt, I think that that'll add like a good marketing aspect to the way that my career can go. Maybe get a couple more eyes on me and stuff like that. But I I feel personally that the there's more value in the type of opponent rather than just chasing a shiny belt. I feel like I can get more value and experience out of facing a hard contender style fight. And then I think a belt will come naturally if I keep chasing fights like that. You know, Joe Penafiel, he's a savage, man. He's a tough dude. He's my boy though too. And if I'm being honest, I see the party as like a UFC level fight when you're in the regional scene. It's a tough matchup to have right there. So if I'm being humble and honest, I don't think I'm just ready just yet for what the party's bringing. But a couple more fights under my belt, man. We'll see what happens. But he's my boy. I respect him a lot. He's a UFC level fight at a regional level scene. But that being said, he's been away for a little bit. Maybe he vacates that and gets an interim belt going. Exactly. Or what's Jeff doing?
Exactly. Exactly. Like I said, could be having that belt around your waist by the end of 2024. Couple of last things right here. As far as we got a couple of cards coming up, we have CES and we have Combat Zone. I'm sure you have a ton of training partners that are going to be out there. Also, you have training partners, Connor Matthews. He's got a UFC fight coming up. I'm sure there's other ones that are floating around as far as, in the cartel, man. What's going on in the next month and a half, bro, as far as training partners getting ready and, watching some of your brothers get in that cage looking for stardom?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yeah, I've been doing so I've been at Lozon's, I've been at Mom's Basement, and I've been adding New England Cartel a lot more recently. And I know a lot of those cartel guys are looking forward to that Combat Zone card. Calvin's the promoter and stuff, and they have a new sick-ass arena at SNHU. That's pretty dope. But I don't know. I know Connor has a fight March 30th, UFC debut. I'm expecting great things out of him for that one. He's looking awesome, phenomenal, awesome shape. Carlos just fought, so he's out of the way. I know, a couple of these amateurs at Cartel, I think they're going to be on the card for Combat Zone. I know Joe Poirier. He was originally looking at Combat Zone, but he might be looking at the March card now as well with me. And yeah, I think there's going to be some amateurs that are looking for the March 30th card as well out of Lozon's too. So everyone stay tuned for these gyms.
Excellent, my man. Well, some of these young guys, man, throw them my way, bro. I'll get them out there. We'll get them known a little bit. And, we'll have a good time, March, seeing you guys go back in there, man. With that said, bro, anything you want to say as far as sponsors, social media, thank yous, any of that stuff, and then we'll get out of here. I need a Valentine kiss.
All right, I can do all that except for the last thing you said. But shout out to the fam. You guys have been helping me out a ton. Thank you very much. Shout out to all the supporters. Shout out to my sponsors, in particular Face Off Fight Co. and Bon Appetit Meal Prep, the best meal prep service on the East Coast. And I would say shout out to Lozon MMA, Mom's Basement, New England Cartel, Skill of Strength. Thank you to all my coaches, my teammates. We're getting ready for war. Can't wait to see all you guys fucking go out to battle and get your dubs like we've been doing. And let's get it going. 2024 is our year. Let's go.
There you go. And I know on your social media, I do believe you have your Linktree link on there so they can get T-shirts from there and all that other stuff to support you on the way.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. Social media, Instagram is at Andrew Valdina. Facebook's Andrew Valdina. Twitter's like Andrew_Valdina because I'm a weirdo. And I think TikTok's Andrew Valdina. Everything's pretty squared away there. And then, my link tree is under all my social media. It's the first link in the bio. And that shows all the generous sponsors that have helped me out this whole time. And I don't know if the shirt link is still there, but if anybody wants shirts, I have plenty left to go, and I want to get rid of a bunch more before this next fight. So reach out to me in any social media or hit me up if you have my number.
I have a special one, but that's for another show and to be signed. You remember the one I got from Savers?
Oh, man. Hey, that is a special one.
That is right there. One. Hey, that is folded with my Dustin Poirier signed shirt and my Anthony Johnson signed gloves. Your shirt is tucked in there, ready for you to come down here someday and sign it for me, my man.
I love that. How much was that shirt at Savers?
I think it was like $349 or something like that.
All right, I'm gonna remember that. Remember that. I'm gonna remember that in like 20 years.
I think
dude.
I left a tag on it, to tell you the truth.
Leave the tag. Leave the tag. Don't get rid of that fucking tag.
Hey, with that said, my man, I can't wait to talk to you again when we find out what's going on with your March card. But I would like to say before I leave off, I would love to have you cage side calling my fight in possible July, man. It would be fucking awesome. It'd be an honor. And we'll blow up that fucking, it will be the Coliseum 2.0 that night, man.
I like it, man. You know what? It sounds like I could probably commentate because I'm probably gonna get it all out of me in March, man, and then I'll take a good chunk of time and stuff like that, and I would love to commentate that fight.
Excellent, my man. All right, bro. We'll definitely talk. I appreciate you coming on tonight. I know it's a special night for a lot of people out there, but we had a lot of people tune in. You got a lot of support out there, bro. Thank you to Jeff, the Combat Cowboy. And Andrew, I know you're training for this fight, but you're always welcome to come down here with a training partner, anything you want to do. Come down here, man. We can get it done. It doesn't have to be a Wednesday, a weekend, anytime like that. Get you guys down here, right?
No, thank you. Maybe leading up to this fight, like I'll find like a couple teammates that are gonna be fighting as well, and I'll hit you up or something.
Definitely. I can fit 3 years right across the board here, so we can get three studs in here and talk fights.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Say hello to the family, man. You know how I feel about them. So you have a good night. Oh, happy birthday, Mom. And happy birthday, belated. Who's your birthday? Your grandfather?
No, my older sister's birthday.
Your oldest sister's. And then was your grandfather's like a couple of weeks ago?
And 2 of my grandparents were a few days ago.
All right. Look, everyone's got fucking birthdays. Well, congratulations, man. Listen, I watch social media, bro. I watch social media.
No, that's cool. Thank you, Steve. They'll appreciate it.
You have a good night, man. I'm going to say bye to everyone, but I'll talk to you soon, bro. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Later. That dude's fucking awesome. Good dude. And Andrew Valdina. Like he said, I've known him since before his amateur fight, right before he was having his first amateur fight. At the after parties, he'd always be there, helping his teammates, supporting them. And he mentioned that one night where I really met him, how he is going to, he make an impact in the fighting world when he gets in there, and he has, man. He's fucking taking it off and running. So with that said, thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. I'm out of here. I'm going to karaoke. I'm not singing. I'm just going to watch, and I'm going to heckle everybody, and I'm going to have a good time. With that said, next week we are back. We are back with our comedian series. We will have a couple of comedians in next Wednesday night. Live, it'll be an early show, 6 o'clock, because we will be going to their open comedy night after the show, and I'll be checking out everything out over there and rubbing elbows with some other comedians that maybe possibly have them down here in the future. So with that said, thank you so much. We out of here.